more and more American women are wanting to join our Korean sisters in the 4B movement.
Hi lovelies and welcome back to this channel. If you are new here, my name is Belinda Strand and here is Ballistic Gist. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Alright lovelies, let's dive into today's video. So there is this 4B movement that has been going on, for some time now, and this actually took to internet, and a lot of women is planning to indulge in this 4B movement that was actually introduced by easy Korean women, and now this movement is trying to find its way to the United States or to the developed countries. Guys, I was just able to put up some stage from men to actually know what they have to say about this phobia movement. Some of them were of the opinion that this actually gonna benefit men the most. Guys, I'm just gonna roll it. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we are just here for informative purposes, guys. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into it.
The 4B movement is going to force men to be red pill. It doesn't matter if you're single, married, in a relationship. You're going to be forced to be a red pill brother, man. And if you're already a red pill man right now, this 4B movement is a victory for us, because everything that we've said, every boundary that we set, that's what we meant. And this is why they have to do what they have to do. You understand what I'm saying? Because we told them we don't want no old single mothers. We don't want women with high body counts. And so with that being said, like, they have to do this, guys. You have to understand this is a victory for men. Because listen, we know that the majority of the women who are talking all this about the 4B movement, they've hit the wall. They're over 30. They had children before they got married. They've never been married, but they got children. And they got a high body count, bro. You know what I'm saying? So they're doing us a favor.
I keep seeing this shit about the 4B movement, so I finally bit the bullet and just like searched it up on TikTok. And from what I understand, it's a bunch of women from Korea, I believe. They're tired with the misogyny and everything that's going on with men over there and how men are treating them, and they're refusing to have kids, marry men, or have any sex with men, and blah 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 blah. People are saying, should they bring that to America? Should they bring that to Western countries? And here's what I feel like: y'all could do whatever y'all like. Social media, specifically for women, has tricked y'all into thinking that men want relationships more than women. Y'all have sat up here and listened to these pink pill podcasters for so long that you're flailing and you don't know who to listen to. You don't even know what you want anymore. This is coming from a man who was married with 3 kids. I'm about to get snipped up. I'm done having kids, so this shit ain't gonna affect me at all. I'm just saying, it sounds kind of crazy. First, y'all tried to go with the hookup culture to be liberated sexually and give your, my body, my choice, give your body to all these men, not realizing that like hookup culture is for men. No one benefits from hookup culture more than men. So then you're like, okay, well, I can't do the same thing as them. That doesn't work out. Fuck it, I'm gonna go to the other end of the spectrum. No children, no sex, no nothing. Which I think is, more beneficial to you than hookup culture. But at the same time, it's like they're not even dating men. They're not doing anything. It's like, y'all have to go touch the grass outside. And like I said, I'm married with kids, so I'm standing on the outside of this looking in. And it's just like, if y'all don't see that these cultures try to affect women and not men, it's crazy. Everything is being aimed straight at young women. Y'all don't see how much y'all are switching and whipping and dipping and doing different shit. Y'all don't see it? It's actually scary. Y'all went from hot girl summers to being girl bosses to now you want a soft life, you want to be feminine, fuck all this dumb shit. What is going on? Are any of you individuals who know what you actually want out of life? Because I'm seeing it and it's just a pendulum swing. Well, I tried that movement. That ain't work. I'm gonna try this movement. All Right. I don't know what y'all should do with your life. I ain't your fucking therapist. But what I will tell you is that like following trends on the internet and letting it affect your real life, it's kind of crazy.
Are we not going to talk about how feminism is led by misandry? Like the 4B movement? Is that not of the devil? Like, it's literally evil. These women are talking about how they're not going to date men, sleep with men, procreate with men, and all these other things, right? And it's like, wow, like, what are you going to do? Feminism is going to lead these women into dating each other. Literally, that's it. This is not going to benefit you in any way. In any way at all. Like, what is this going to do? The 4B movement? This just screams you hate men. Like, imagine if men got on this app and said, oh yeah, we're going to participate in the 4Bs and we're not going to sleep with women. We're not going to talk to women or date women. You know, we would get shamed for that. Actually, you know what it sounds like? It sounds weird. Like, this literally goes against human nature. You're not going to sleep with men and procreate with men and marry men. Who in their right mind would want to participate in that? Actually, a misandrist. That's who.
All right, this one. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all my thoughts on the 4B movement thing. First of all, the 4B movement, which was started in 2019 by women in South Korea, they don't want anything to do with men at all. It doesn't matter if the men are good, bad, horrible, whatever. They are restricting sexual access. They're not marrying, not going on dates with men, period. Because what their movement is based in is a rejection of quote unquote conservative values over there. Now I'm gonna just say this. The 4B movement is not gonna work in the United States of America. It's not. And the reason it's not gonna work in the United States of America, for one, is you will always have small sections of pick-meshas that will still give Pookies and Ray Rays access to the draws. I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. It's not gonna work. As long as you have a small cauldron of women giving up the draws to the Pookies, the Ray Rays, whatever the case may be, the 4B movement is dead. You understand me? It is dead on arrival in the West. Now, what I have always told women is that women really have, the 4B movement actually does demonstrate how powerful women really are. What I mean by that is this. I have always told women in my content, ladies, imagine what would happen if every woman in the United States said to even get close to me, to even gain sexual access to me, to even have that as a possibility. You have to demonstrate to me that you have a high income skill or that you're working to obtain a high income skill. You have a certificate, college education, some sort of business, something that shows stability in mental state, income, and have good moral character. And if they display that, and also they have to display a willingness to exclusively deal with you. They don't, because monogamy is going to be more successful than polygamy, and that's my opinion. Y'all can disagree with me all you want. I don't really give a shit. The fact of the matter is, we don't have men actually acting as if they care about women, and a small percentage of women act like men are just a economic resource. We need each other if the human race is going to survive. It is a stupid ideology. Yes, I said it. It is a stupid ideology to think that you can have a world without men. It is a stupid ideology to think you can have a world without women. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. We need each other for the propagation, if nothing else, for the continuation of the human race, at the minimum. So the 4B movement in South Korea, however, is rooted in simply saying, we don't need men, period, which is just, it's insane to me. The 4B movement is not going to work in the West, but it does show how powerful women actually are. You dig?
More and more American women are wanting to join our Korean sisters in the 4B movement, especially after the New York puncher emerged. He has been since identified as Skabokibi Stora, Marcus Garvey's grandson. He's been going around punching random women in New York. He even had the audacity to create a TikTok page posting the videos of his attacks on these women. The 4B movement is a feminist movement that started in South Korea in 2019. In this movement, women are choosing to reject 4 major activities. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try to pronounce these words, so I'm just going to name them B1, B2, B3, and B4. B1 is having intercourse with men. B2, raising children. B3, dating men, and B4, getting married to men. This movement is a direct response to the deeply rooted patriarchal culture in South Korea. The culture has led to several issues, including gender discrimination. Women in South Korea often face discrimination and unequal treatment compared to men. Unequal domestic labor. Women are expected to take on a disproportionate amount of household chores and childcare responsibility. Violence against women. Many women in South Korea experience various forms of violence, including physical, sexual, and emotional abuse. The 4B movement is a way for women to stand up against these problems and create a more equal and just society. By rejecting traditional roles and expectations, the women involved in this movement are taking a powerful stance and demanding change. I think it's time that women in America need to start their own version of the 4B movement because men.
So lovely. Apparently, this 4B movement is something that have started from the Korea. Like Korea women actually started this 4B movement back in 2018 to 19 because of what they have really actually passed through in the hands of men and not treated way in a way in which they are supposed to be treated. So because of this, a lot of Korean women have indulged themselves in the 4B movement, stating that they are not going to have anything to do with a man, is even if it's really even if it's getting pregnant, having with a man, raising kids, and all of that. And this is something that is trending and is trying to find its way to the States. And a lot of women in the state now are trying to tell themselves that, okay, I think this is high time we have to indulge ourselves in this movement because of how misogyny men have become and all of that, because of how men have treated these women in the past. So I think a lot of women are beginning to realize that they actually want to indulge in this movement. Third, and at the same time, guys were like at the fact that this is actually going to benefit them more because they don't want a woman who is who already have like maybe a single mom or a woman that have had babies or have got married before and all of that. But why this guy was actually mentioning stuff like this and how he think that's gonna benefit men, I tend to understand that. I was like thinking, even if he felt that this is gonna benefit men the most in times of single mom and not having children that you are not ready to have. Okay, let's just assume that is going to benefit. On what aspect is it going to benefit men? Is it in the aspect of men not having a companion anymore, or in the aspect that men wouldn't have, babies anymore? Sometimes men actually are the ones that, talk a woman into conceiving. It's absolutely not only a woman's choice to have a baby. Like, there's a video I posted, before I posted this video, was it last month, about a lady who actually wanted a child free relationship without having anything to have with bearing of children and all of that. She actually told her partner that she never wanted a baby before indulging in the relationship. The partner actually accepted that, okay, we don't want this relationship to lead us into having babies and all of that. But one thing led to the other because of the persuasion from this man trying to make her choose loving him or by having a baby or not even going into relationship further with him. But this woman eventually was convinced by this guy and she ended up having a child for this guy. And now, at the process of having this child, this man decided not to be in the life of this baby. He's out there, partying, hanging out with kids, while this woman is just pulling away, taking care of the kids all by herself. The worst part of it is that this guy decided not to even send, means for her, like maybe monetary aspect and all of that. I'm making this woman to be so frustrated until she have to, call on the public to actually come to her aid. She went as far as telling her stories on how she never wanted a baby, but this man decided to talk her into wanting a baby and how he actually promised to take care of her and the baby, but the reverse is now the case. Now, in this situation, I see it is as a man who actually want to have a baby but do not want to have a a responsibility of being a father to that child. Now, whom will you blame in such scenario? Will you blame the lady who on the onset of the relationship never wanted a baby, or will you blame the guy who actually you know at first never wanted a baby, agreeing because of maybe I don't know his intention, but later on he have to keep on persuading this lady until when she succumbed and bear him a child. Now, because of this 4B movement, will you say that this lady is at fault in having this child? It is absolutely not even her fault. She was doing that based on the love she had or she shared with this man that later on disappointed her, leaving her to be a baby mama. Sometimes most of all this baby mama you guys see, it is actually not an animal that impregnated these women that ended up being baby mamas. These people that become baby mama are impregnated by a man who at some point loved her, talked her into having a baby, treated her so well until when she had this baby and he decided that he don't want to be in her life anymore, then condemning her to being a baby mama. So sometimes I don't even blame most of all these baby mama, because no woman will actually on her own want to raise a child without the father in the life of this child, unless it's some kind of selfish women, or some women that is matured enough that actually wanted to have a baby on their own without trying to get a man involved in this baby's life. No woman, like 80% of baby mamas are not willing to be a baby mama. They are baby mamas as a result of a failed relationship, as a result of a relationship that they thought it was gonna lead them to something meaningful, profitable, or something that they can build a family with. But later on, at the long run, these men often disappoint them. So sometimes when we want to blame baby mamas, we shouldn't actually blame them too much, because no woman will want to raise their child knowing fully well that a child actually need a man figure, a father figure in her life. Have you ever seen a relationship between a daughter and a father, and a relationship between a mother and a son? It is a relationship that is unbreakable, and no woman, no sensible woman wouldn't want that for her offspring. So we shouldn't keep on talking about baby mama body count and all of them. Who are those people making them baby mamas? They are not objects. They are men that does that. So even if we want to cancel, we should be able to give reasons to. Anyways, lovelies, why not leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video? And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for, relationship tips, informative purposes, educational purposes, and everything in between. I'll see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.